record.
Could I get
All right,
a
are we
uniform
ready?
like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's bring this
Like how
baby in for a
typical
landing.
of mine.
No, we're taking off. I don't know what to use here as a metaphor. Is it started?
It is.
Okay, let's call the meeting to order at 7:08.
April 11th,
Well,
2018.
district time is
April 11th,
7:12.
2018. 7:12.
It's district time. Real
7:12.
time is 7:09.
And we can start with the Pledge of
So
Allegiance.
you also need to say, this is April 12th, this is the Boulder Creek.
Sure,
Recreation and Park
Yeah.
District Board of
Okay.
Directors. Right?
Is it the date sometimes that we get left off of
Yeah, I said it.
2018? Okay.
It's on the record.
All right. I
Pledge
pledge
allegiance
allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
May it come true soon.
I'm sorry.
That's on tape. All right, let's call the roll.
Director Valdivia is here.
Director Galt is here.
Director
Where is
Gartes
yours?
is here.
Director Hamilton is here.
And Director Fitzgerald is excused due to,
Flu.
there you go.
Contagion.
Contagion.
Okay, who would like to read the mission statement?
I'd love to.
Okay,
Our mission statement here is to provide quality programs and services through the provision of facilities, parks, and activities which enrich and improve the quality of life for people living in our community.
Is that
I have to say, and I was driving to Scotts Valley today through Boulder Creek, and I was listening to Defriended on the radio.
Yep,
And I will tell you that my life was enriched by listening to her on the radio. She's fabulous. And I learned about 8-track tapes.
She
That
had
was
a
her theme for
great. She
today.
had a great show
Yeah.
today. I listened to it as well.
National 8-track Day.
And my child did not press the button to switch to like the pop station.
cool.
Unlike on Fridays.
You have a great show.
Okay, we're going to move on to approving the agenda. And is there any public comment on that? Hearing none, do we have a motion to approve the agenda?
I move to approve the agenda.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been motioned and seconded, and is there any discussion? Moved and seconded. No discussion. Okay, let's vote. All in favor of approving the agenda?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Good job.
Cool.
It's brilliant.
Thank you.
You're so good.
Thank you to my lovely assistant. Now, it's oral communications. This is an opportunity for members of the public to speak on any matter not already on the agenda for 3 minutes-ish.
3 minutes.
And since there's nothing on the agenda, you can talk about anything.
Anything you want. Nope, hearing none. We'll move right on to the consent agenda. Whew. All right. So,
Sorry.
is there any public comment on the consent agenda? No, hearing none. Do we have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I'll move to approve it.
Oh,
I'll second. Am I allowed to second?
yeah.
Okay, I'll second.
Yeah.
Psh, I had to get involved. All right, cool.
Now we have
It's been moved in second. Now, is there discussion on the consent agenda? Or is there discussion on the approval of the consent?
No, on the
Just on the
consent.
consent agenda itself.
Yeah.
So that's the bills, the correspondences, the minutes.
I was interested
Oh,
in
color
the letter
pictures.
from the finance
Mm-hmm.
folks. And have you spoken with them at all?
This group, no. We got that other email that I forgot to include in here from what CPRS CP. I was going to say CPR.
CARPD?
No, the one you sent an email.
CPRS?
CPRS, right? Yeah.
CPD?
They sent an email and it didn't get in here, so I'll put it in the next similar type of offer that you reached out to them about.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
No, I have not talked to these people before.
Okay.
I've never heard of this either, but
So they're offering,
Yeah.
their services are ground up development.
mhm.
They do renovation, purchase and lease back of existing facilities. So that's
And-
what we would be
And
looking,
one more, because
refinancing.
There
Of
you go.
existing
There you
debt.
go.
There
I
you
don't
go.
think we want to sell it, but
That's
we
the
want
but
to
No,
finance
it's
it.
definitely
that's
for
the one
refinancing.
we're interested in.
Yeah.
So
Right.
This must be a subsidiary or something. Wait,
Yeah, I'm
did
not
you
sure.
reach out to these people?
I did not reach out to these people.
They must just
Um,
scan something to figure out that we're out
Right.
there.
Well,
It's new though. Public Facilities Investment Corporation. When I looked them up, they're doing these kinds of projects. But it must have been through CSDA.
They
That
must
is how
have.
they
Why
heard
else?
about us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's who we talked to originally about monies, and then their projects are for members of CSDA.
I see.
So this
Okay.
must be one of the one of the agencies that does development projects for members of CSDA, which is recreation and
But probably
other
small
special
potato.
districts.
Well, their
We're like,
website.
we're like a shining star though on that radar out there of.
I think so too.
I want to know what
Right,
the rates of the refinancing of our existing debt is.
Well, that's what I would be
Well,
interested in.
it's definitely going to be higher than working in-house with the county.
And they're not going
Um,
to hold. They're not going to evict us.
No. Yeah.
So,
So there's some happy news on that front too.
Oh, good.
Oh,
Shall we wait for is that in your
Staff.
report?
It's not because I just
learned
figured it out today.
Oh.
ooh,
Well, would you like to share that happiness or is it
gosh.
premature?
is this the right time? Is she allowed to share it right now?
So, I have been working with the county about a potential loan. We talked about a bond issue through the county monies.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about looking at the possibility of those monies being maybe larger to help offset costs of redoing the roof or doing something. That may or may not be a possibility to run that through the district due to the fact that we are only allowed a certain amount of monies as a loan.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And 360 is that amount. However, we are in partnership with the county, so there's always the potential
Oh, to leverage
for
their
right.
whatever.
Yes. So, all of that being said, we started working on some numbers. What 25-year or 30-year potential could look like, whether or not their new financial advisor would be willing to go down that route with us. So that was a little bit on the fence as far as they were concerned. But so I started pulling up all the documentation just so I had everything pulled from what we signed with the land trust and all of that, and read in the fine print and realized at some juncture the extension of our matured loan payback is December 23rd, 2019.
Oh, I thought it was this year.
It was supposed to be a 2-year term loan,
Yeah.
but in the documents we signed,
Right.
the maturity date is 2019. So I don't know
How interesting.
how that happened, but I did call the land trust and say, I just want to make sure there wasn't an error. Right.
Yeah.
He said, no, that's what it says, and that's what we signed.
Awesome.
So we have another year, which I was like,
That's great.
yeah.
Yeah.
So not
That
to
is-
say
that's
that we shouldn't
fantastic.
still keep pursuing. Obviously, we need to figure that out. But I was thinking I had 6 months to do it, not
Right.
Yeah.
Not a
year and a
year and
half.
6 months.
Yeah.
So
So that was a happy mistake, I guess, on someone's part.
That was
Um,
what we actually agreed to. I remember.
It is what we agreed to, but
In closed door sessions.
stop. No, we agreed to 2 years.
Yeah.
However, I
It doesn't
just
feel
got
like it's
thinking
been 2 years. Is that
because we purchased. Well, it was 20. So it's
15.
Anyway, it was 2016.
2016?
Start of 2017.
So 2017 and then all of 2018.
2018 would be 2 years, right? So anyway,
Right.
No, like I said,
it's-
that's what we signed. Everyone's on the same page. They
Nobody
weren't even
complained
thinking about it.
right.
Wow.
Right.
So-
Great.
They've got tunnels
That's
built and so
fantastic.
many things.
Yeah. So anyway, there's a bit of an extension there. Is all. I was happy I made the mistake in that direction.
With the chair's permission, can I get you to just throw some round numbers because I should know these off the top of my head. Our outstanding
Is
loan amount is
360,000,
$360,
and we
and
have
our ability to borrow is $260 1 year.
three. Well, no. So it's I don't think rooted in a year. It's the value of
Our
2
assets.
years of tax
Oh.
revenue,
revenue,
and that's
and that was
260.
around 360.
360.
That's why we came to that.
So we're
Yes.
maxed
Okay, that's why I was
currently.
asking. Okay, so I
Yeah.
misheard.
Yeah.
I thought you're right. Okay.
Because we looked at a bond passing through the county, at the possibility of leveraging, basically using their credit to borrow.
Right.
And getting 500,000, and then it's like, oh no, we already went through this. We can't borrow that much.
Okay, right, right.
So
And just so you guys know, this would be an internal county bond. This is not the same thing as us going and trying to talk to taxpayers of Boulder Creek. and
like not a bond
financing
measure. Yeah.
This is the county sells bonds to raise money, and we could ride along
It's
with one of
essentially a
those.
credit card for them. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
At a very large amount of money.
300,000 on a credit card.
Right.
But we
Yeah.
would not be eligible for that. through the
We
county
don't
board.
do. We wouldn't be able to do that on our own.
Yeah.
Right. Those would be a partnered. Yeah. Bond.
Situation.
Okay.
Yes.
So would you like me to call these?
Yeah, that would be great.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Just to get some numbers, because I think, like I said, I have no way of saying that this line of talking with the county is going to go anywhere.
It's
Right.
gonna
So
It's
go
a
I
nice
think we should
idea,
be-
and
since
I
we
think everyone
can-
would love to say yes, but I don't know that it's going to be a yes. So,
Exactly, right.
I
So we should
think still
probably
looking
be-
for private funding is
Right.
probably going to be where we go.
Right,
Yeah.
so we'll,
Yeah.
I'll talk to these guys. We've got the folks at Liberty as well,
Mhm.
I think you're in touch with, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so that's 3 avenues anyway.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so thank
But you
you.
had
You're
said
welcome.
too that there was something in addition to these guys. Was
Oh,
there another through the
it was-
CARPD? or
It's no, it
something?
was CSDA.
CSDA. Okay.
And George had reached out to them about loan possibilities, because they always send us those need a loan,
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
information, and we've never needed one. And then when we first talked to them 2 years ago when we were looking for money, they said, "Oh, these are pretty hard to get. It's
Mm.
not an easy,
Right,
shoe-in by any means. Like they only give out so much money, and the criteria is pretty, I think, narrow. Like it
Mm.
has to be certain types of projects."
Mm.
However, when you reached out, then this was the response we got. I mean, we got an email from them, but then this letter came in the mail, and I have reason to believe it must have been because we inquired, and then they
Right.
found another agency to send us this. But
right, or they sent them to every district.
Yeah.
true, yeah, we
Right.
get those a lot for yeah.
Right, okay.
So
Anyway.
thank you. But since we're already slightly on that tangent,
Sorry,
can I make
go.
one more?
Yeah, yes.
Can I stay on this tangent one more time?
Mhm.
So currently, like we had these high hopes that the park, the nonprofit wing was going to help us with a fundraising
The land
campaign.
trust.
Well,
The land trust, thank
oh,
you.
the land trust.
The land
yeah,
trust
I'm
was
like,
gonna
we're
help us.
doing it. They're helpful. It's not they aren't running it
Mhm.
by any means, or
We've gone down this path where we all were sitting at this table during the presentation,
Mhm.
and we all had the understanding that our branding was going to be incorporated with their rail trail and their other stuff.
Right.
That's what I thought, that we had a collective understanding of, like, but that's not the case.
That's not the
right?
case.
We've gone down this to where it's like we're kind of on
Right.
our own.
don't know
They're
if I
in a
remember-
supportive role as far as my misunderstanding. I didn't think we'd be added.
I don't,
On
I
that
don't
level?
remember that part.
I thought that they were going to assist us in outreach connections to people of money.
And take us to meet them. I
yes.
thought we were going to,
We-
like,
Right.
they were going to be door openers
Right.
for us.
Right.
We thought we
So-
might have access to some of their.
Some
donor
lists
base,
or
Yes.
people that had potential interest.
Right.
But of course.
And I don't think that door is necessarily closed. I think it's getting to the point of having the proper way of asking, or like what we're offering to those type of donors.
Hmm.
So far, we've run 2, handout like mailings, and made our money back from them and then some. So that's good. And I think I know we're doing one more this month of a, information, and then also have the Founding Families event on it.
Right.
And then also like a tab that you send back with money.
Right. I
So
wasn't.
those are from our district,
Right.
but I was kind of hoping for more outreach from out of district, like that, people that we might not normally have connections to. So,
And not
Yeah.
having program people have to turn into professional fundraisers because
right.
it's a little yeah. Anyway,
Well,
I'm
it's-
just
yeah,
I'm just my mind
anyway.
is just going there because like maybe do we want to go around them or just forget assuming that they're going to help us and consider.
I'm not waiting on them for sure.
Okay.
Like we've talked to professional, campaign people, and like those wheels are
Okay.
in motion as far as that goes. But I wasn't in any way thinking we would raise that kind of money in 2 years.
Okay.
I was thinking we might raise that money in 5 to 10
You
years.
just need one donation.
Yeah.
Just in seeing how it works for other agencies up here. And a lot of them have been doing it a lot longer,
Okay.
and so anyway.
All right.
In the
Thanks.
other
I didn't mean to take us way off the rails.
No, it's okay. In the other organization that I am in, the people guard their donor bases quite jealously.
Yes,
So I
yeah.
think you're correct that the way to get a positive result is to ask the right question. So
Right.
I will also
would-
try to think about what approach.
Well, I
would
think what they're waiting for on us is a presentation of sorts. Like a complete presentation of sorts.
Got
Like,
it.
here's for $200,000, where you would have the pool and the blah blah named after you. Like, kind of just what our pitch is.
Mhm.
Like I said, I haven't.
On the deck of the pool, have like a concrete impression
The
of
stars.
their face,
Right.
like their profile.
Thank you. That's
Yes.
The Howard G. Blah blah blah.
exactly. So that portion of it's like, but like you said, I mean, we're raising enough to do small projects up there right now. And I think, we decided a little bit ago that rather than thinking, oh, we're going to raise $360,000 with donations from our community, we should just keep trying to raise money and do small
do stuff,
projects so
yeah.
that there's something for people to see and experience.
Super tangible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's not practical and nobody feels like they're giving
Mhm.
to something, even
At
though,
least
I
it's
mean,
not
we still,
ongoing stuff like, a lot of the organizations, they need money just to keep running. For us, it's just like,
well,
we need
and
to
we're
pay
kind
this
of
thing
getting
off.
there.
what?
I mean, we're going to get to that point too, where it's like, we have
Well,
to
just like a
fundraise
food
every year
bank,
to run.
Like they're
Yeah.
constantly needing.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is
I see what
different.
you're saying.
We're there.
Yeah.
All right.
We're there.
Okay.
Go.
We're
Thank you.
Moving on.
Moving on. We're still on the consent agenda. Does anyone have any more comments or questions or
I don't.
consent agenda
I
issues?
got the bills. Do you have the bills in yours?
Yes.
Mm-mm.
Oh, no, actually, I don't know. I saw it on the.
Page
In the
3 you
back.
don't have?
I don't think I have a page that goes straight
Oh,
to
no, I
the
don't have-
correspondence.
1, 2.
Minutes and correspondence. I just wanted to see.
Okay, so I saw. it.
You have a 3?
It's-
No.
Page 3 is missing.
All right, this one's here.
Excuse
I
me.
don't
Here we
need
are.
it.
I have the original.
Maybe it's on the back.
Our,
Maybe it's in the
Here,
last
pass
page.
it around.
It's just interesting because right now, as far as like programs go, we're in that
Jazzercise.
weird
versus-
part between the holidays and spring happening. So you're in that like where like we just finished up with winter break and then spring break's coming on. So
No, it passed.
it's interesting that like we are sustainable through these times because we're having,
Right, it
like,
used to
good
be the way
programs,
down, yeah.
where it used to be like we would ride these waves. Summer's coming. We're gonna have a bunch of programs. We're gonna have a bunch of people in our programs. Then like as soon as the new year happened, we were just like,
Yeah.
but no, we're like super with the weekly programs that we have. We're like really sustainable. It's fantastic.
Somewhere.
I'm just trying to break it up.
Here,
by
I can
month
make a
and see what
copy
we
of
can
that.
afford to use a month and
For people too.
and as always, in the revenue, fantastic, wonderful.
Yeah.
And these numbers don't
Wonderful.
reflect any of like the big events that we have from May until the end of the year, where we do our music and arts
Right.
festival. We do the Harvest Festival. We're part of the Red Bull Mountain Fair. We do the 4th of July. So like, I mean, because a lot of times the money is residual how it comes in. Sometimes it'll show up in August. Sometimes it'll show up in September, just depending on when. So yeah, it's really cool. It's great.
I just, the part where, Jazzercise used to be such a big chunk and now it's like, it's just one of the programs. It's great.
All right.
All right.
So, oh wait, I forgot where we were.
We're going to a vote now.
Yeah, now we already, now we have to vote to approve it.
Yeah.
Does anyone want to move to approve?
No, we have a first and a
We
second.
We already have that. We
Yep.
just have to vote on it.
Yes.
Okay,
Aye.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Right.
All in favor, all were in favor, so the motion carries. Board comments. Now this is an opportunity for you guys to keep commenting. Even though you already have to.
I will say that I wasn't at the egg extravaganza, but I heard through many different people how awesome it was.
Was
I
it
heard
the
that-
lambs? Yeah.
I heard that there was so much like that was going on this year that it was just like an incredible thing.
The donkeys.
It
I
was
had one
really, it
person
was
say that,
moving
like-
it. Is really what it was.
I can't believe like this one person said I can't believe this is free. I can't believe this is. So I'm sorry I didn't attend, but I heard fantastic things.
You were missed.
Yeah. No, I think it went well, and our
Yeah.
location was really perfect for.
Yeah, we
Everything.
moved a few things, and I think it really made the
Yeah.
event flow better.
It was nice. It was a nice day.
Mm-hmm.
The food truck I heard was pretty
Food
awesome.
truck was so good.
How great is that? Where like you
was
can just
great.
have a vendor come and you
Yeah.
don't have to worry
So
about it.
Fantastic, love food trucks.
That should be our new model. We
And they're like,
It
and
is
there's
our
a
new
big
model.
sale.
I have 3 more events with them
Yeah.
now.
Food truck people.
Like, I'm never buying another can of soda again.
You can take your package
Your
of lemonade.
Costco
Right.
with
We
a
only do
pickup
alcohol,
truck
right?
to
Like,
Costco.
compared to 6 years ago or something, when it was like days to get ready, like making the food, running down
Totally.
to Costco.
marinating the
Fruit and
tri-tip.
fun.
God.
That was a lot of work.
We can do bake
Good
sales.
times.
And
I likewise did not attend, but heard great things about it. So,
Yeah, people
Great.
miss the live music, I have to say.
well,
But
I had a valid excuse, teacher, but
it's okay.
next
Dog ate my
next year.
but next time, yes, we'll. I would love to participate. My comment is the brochure I thought was fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
So this
I
is
can grab
the
some. They're in
brochure
the hallway.
for the new facility is, I think, quite well
I meant
organized
to grab it for you guys. Let me
and
grab it.
presents it's a stick it on the fridge, remind it's got the hours on it and everything. I mean, it's kind of at a glance what's going on out there. So I thought it worked very well.
People need all the help they can get, like just
Yeah.
having the information.
And I was
I do.
curious, I don't know if this is the right time, but because I missed last time, I didn't hear Kurt's,
Oh yeah.
So the
Show.
swim school.
yeah.
It was really
I saw them or
informative.
not.
I love the blue. That's the color on the
Nice.
inside
And is
of
it
the
done?
facility.
So it's agreed to, and it's happening this year. So
Your son is hired through it.
Well,
I saw his name.
that's what Kurt told him that, and I said, oh, I guess they.
I was just from not hearing the presentation before, like going into it, just reading his like proposal and stuff. I was really unclear as like the delineation of Cougar Swim School and BC Rec as kind of the entity in charge or whatever up there. But I feel really
No,
confident.
the rec
You feel
center
good about
is in.
it?
Yeah, I feel good about it. It's a little bit of a. We're gonna just try,
Yeah.
be trying it this year.
Yeah, and I mean,
But we're
it's
getting,
personality. You gotta-
right. We get along really well. He used to have this job, so he knows this
Right.
district well. And I feel confident that we can.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I mean, the
work it
fact that
out
he can
and
train his
it's-
own people and he's tapped into so many kids,
Right.
it just makes it really easy. It's,
Yeah.
and he's done it a million times. I
Yeah.
just wondered about the money and, he
Yeah,
does
I
this
mean,
for
to
a
me,
living, and so what's it going to be?
I think, for me, it was like it's actually a fairly inexpensive way of like saving my sanity.
Yeah,
And I was like, that's starting
wanna
to
save your
feel more and
sanity.
more valuable to me.
yeah.
I'm like, we gotta save every penny, and then it's like, I've just found like, I think I need to, each time I add somebody in and like just open something up and let someone else
Right.
do that, it's like, it goes so much better.
Yeah.
Because I'm finding like, as much as I love to be involved in everything, it's
You don't
like
want to be up at midnight
manic.
cutting up strawberries.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or learning
So-
how to be a lifeguard. I mean, you don't need,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, I pretended, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not a
You
real.
can still go there and get your can.
Great.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I enjoyed it. I felt I learned a lot. A lot of the programming principles are the same as far as just, running a team and doing that kind of thing. But it's just nice to have a another layer of, it's like having a program lead, basically. It's like, he's our Tina or whatever for the radio, you know, so now it's like we've got our swim person. He satisfies some legal requirements for us too. Someone's supposed to be a certified pool operator, like
Right.
things like that. So those are things we didn't have to go pay someone
This is
Right.
great.
money to go do.
And it's nice because
Yes.
we don't have to worry now that we're taking money out of his pocket by running a competing
Right.
program.
Yep.
I like that
No,
too.
they're in complement to
Yeah.
each other.
Great.
So once we, finally have any like signatures on something, I'll show you guys what we ended with. But we're moving forward. We
Great.
start advertising and
This
Totally
is
dig this
so
color
much,
choice.
this
This
is
is
like
beautiful.
fantastic, but
Yeah,
like,
this
this
is
whole
great.
schedule right here is so much better than the grid.
okay, great. Thank you.
The grid was kind of confusing.
I know I've heard lots of feedback.
I know, you can but what
It
I'm
was
saying,
a little
like,
tricky.
No, but I
Natalie,
have- yeah,
seriously,
I appreciate
this,
it. It's
the,
like,
the
I'm like,
layout of this is like
yeah.
so, it's like, so,
I just feel relaxed.
So,
looking at
but the
blue
thing,
color.
so I know there's going to be a constant, like, oh, we didn't think about that yet, right? So every morning at 8 a.m. the facility opens because we have camp up there all summer long, except for like 2 weeks. So the facility will be open. Obviously we're keeping camp separate from public use, right? So we've kind of set zones of use. So people are going to ask, oh, can I use the gym at 8 a.m.? The pool's not open yet. The pool opens at 10. So I know there's going to be just like, oh, right now someone can come and use the gym the way we have it set up during the pool hours, right? So 1:30 to 7, the facility is open to the public, and then the camp has their sections that they're utilizing. So I think the confusion for people is like, I know people are going to want early use hours at some juncture.
Right.
We just don't have a way yet to without being just staffed from 6 in the morning till 8 at night. So we'll get there, but I'm sure that'll be the next wave of like feedback too. It's like, well, I really need to work out before work, or I want to come, yeah. So, which I love. Yes, we'd love to do that too, but trying to kind of share staffing right now, like
you
as
can
far
only
as-
accommodate what you can.
yeah.
Just personally speaking, this is light years ahead of what I had, where I had expected we would be at this point.
Oh, good.
I mean, this is, it's twice as fast
Okay.
as I would have thought it could have happened.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and the health and wellness program, for instance, was like a great way. Let's try something.
Mhm.
This gives us some hours of being open, because my life's a little too hectic to be dedicated to the specific hours there, and so this has been a nice way to try out. Like, okay, we've got the office hours open. People can call, check it out, come to see for rentals. So we get a lot of inquiries during that time, which is great. We have a day we're open fully on the weekend, so there's a lot of good things about just running, yeah. But I think there's confusion too. People are like, oh, is this a membership? What's open? So, I'm hoping to clarify that a little more as we go, and also just add on to it,
Mhm.
and just stop saying, just we're open these hours.
Yeah.
The health and wellness program's going on as well, but just say we're open, because I think that, there's confusion about what that means.
Right.
Right. Because so anyway. But I was happy with I was like, I just got to get something done for the brochure. And,
It looks so good.
Yeah, it's great. I love I need to get some new photos taken because we've already made some changes, but it's like, it's nice to have those aerial shots and stuff. And
Yeah.
I need a drone. So,
Great.
It's beautiful.
Okay.
gorgeous.
Well, it's just
We've
I love this
jumped
blue
into your
because that's
report.
what the beams are like in that room. It's just-
Yeah. Yeah, it's really nice.
It's too much. I can't take it.
I'll make one for you for
So
4-H.
these-
Okay.
These are like planned to be distributed, or are these just pickup, or these pass out at like our events?
These are out at all the facilities.
Okay.
Like, we're slowly kind of getting them out,
Yeah.
in town more. These are like the nice, oh, here's our,
I should take
information
half a
about the
dozen of them
facility.
For the shop.
Yeah,
I'll pass them out.
yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be great.
To the radio
Um,
station. Should have them too.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Oh.
Awesome. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Just beautiful. All right.
So do you want to just jump into
I'll
the
just
staff
keep
report
going.
since
Yes.
you're in it now? You're
I'm
on
in
Bear
it.
Creek Country Club?
So I know I didn't print out a picture of so the pool, you had asked last time, I know, sorry, yours got a little
Mine's perfect.
not colored correctly.
Oh,
Um,
yours is better.
Mine is way better.
Yeah, sorry. It's not
Look at mine.
Oh,
the
yeah,
missing
this is better.
pages and the bad color.
Oh, she's got the history.
So just a little bit about, the Founding Families fundraiser. So this event, like the Land Trust is invited to, McPherson and whoever his outreach is, are being invited to. This is in collaboration with the county, but it's really our event. Like they're not doing anything. They'll bring a person to come to the event. So we have decided kind of as far as the setup up there, because it's a very spread out. I've noticed in the Wednesday nights that when we spread out more, there's a bit of, it's really easy to get spread out and just kind of not have a
Connected.
center point. Right.
Yeah.
So we cut out the volleyball court posts and have cleared the sand from that area. The next wave of work is packing that ground. Then we're doing chip. The center of it is going to have a large fire ring, and then picnic tables out there, and that's going to be part of the public picnic area.
Nice.
So that when you come into the facility, that gate to the left is here's the parkland. You'll come out there, there'll be picnic areas, the playscape areas, kind of where we're slowly building up. We've taken the tennis court posts and stuff out down there. So that area has become it's where people are
Can you
roller skating.
rollerblade?
You can,
Can you
yes,
rollerblade?
so people are rollerblading.
So do that.
There's play things down there, the playhouse. There's, it's such a large area. You kind of make a whole little. Our idea is to kind of let it be a natural playscape. So eventually, people want to build something on it or build,
Yes,
that it's a play,
totally.
right? It's a little more
it's
natural, not just put a structure down there.
Yeah, make it with sticks if you want
They,
it.
right, like they were building forts on it, or
Yes,
we wanted
yes.
to try and that's kind of becoming a more popular idea of having an area that you let people sort of create what they want to with it. So
How's the poison oak back there?
the poison oak, that section's not bad between
Uh-huh.
there and the kind of I don't know, call it the beach, but the area where the other picnic area is. We walked fairly recently, and it was not so bad.
Good.
Beyond there, where so-called trails are, is really bad. So I wasn't going to promote that as an area to go hang out yet. The other idea we've had was the potential of having not necessarily a dog park, but dog hours. That we have basically meetups,
Yeah.
right? So at early, whatever it is, before work, there'd be some allotted time slot that we would allow dogs to come on that fenced-in area. And then if they're out of that area, that they would be on leash only. And then that we'd have also an evening time that would be allowed. Has kind of been the thought, because I know there's still a lot of interest in the dog park idea. I feel like to get permitted as a dog park in its entirety is probably beyond what the scope of what the district's interested in doing at this point, as far as securing another location. It's something we might consider agendizing and doing some outreach to the neighborhood. That would be there. People
Battle
are
rally
already
dogs.
doing it. I show up there a lot, and people are back there, and they have their dogs in the courts.
The old courts.
The court's down below. Yeah. And so
Is there a lot of poo?
no. People are picking it up. So
Right.
I mean that.
But it seems like we should have a space that dogs can go to because there's so much
Yeah.
grumbling about it.
I mean, it's something. People have asked about it for Junction Park. I said, we have passed ordinances. I don't know. I said environmentally, I don't know that there's concern at this location due to that. And I think as soon as even if we were to set morning and night hours down there, how would we regulate that? We're already not regulating people just going. But I had some concern that if we start to say, oh, now they are allowed during, past 6 or whatever it was, that we'd get more people. I don't know. I'm not quite sure. That's always, it's like the porta potties. You could have that conversation
yeah, and
a lot.
not every- yeah.
People are frustrated and really not receptive to being told they can't have their dogs down there. And so I think as the district, our policy's been, people call
Down
all
at
summer
the
long.
Junction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About what?
That people have their dogs down there.
Mm-hmm.
And I did, when we had our camps and things down there, I did used to approach people. Most of the time, people were really, not happy.
Rude.
Rude. Basically told me they are allowed there. I've had people tell me, it's on the website. I'm like, no, I wrote it. It's not on there. I'm like, I'm with the Parks Department. Yeah. And so anyway, it's, I know that's going to be a battle. And so part of me feels like we should maybe look to design something with consideration of times, sort of like what they do at the beaches in Santa Cruz, or, they set up times that you can have dogs. I thought with the new facility where you have an opportunity, like where we have a fenced area down here, obviously it's a little sticky because you also, well, anyway, lots of potential issues in this location. But it tends to be the place people go.
Tends to be the place that people go, but in the summertime, it's when it's really hot and the beach is crowded.
We don't want a bunch of dogs there.
It's not good.
It's,
No.
they're like
It's
on you
it's
and the
kind of a
kids.
pain.
Right.
Yeah, they're running over your stuff, but like,
It's my dog's mine.
having,
If we had an
What's the
alternative, I don't know.
yeah, what's the
Yeah.
solution? Like, do
Yeah.
we have like a huge sign that says, please,
Right.
no dogs allowed, or like you were saying, some allowance of dogs
after
okay
7
after
or
6
something.
p.m.
Right,
or
right.
something.
Anyway, it was a thought. It's something, obviously it's an ordinance that we
Because-
passed, so I feel like we would,
If we're
Have
getting
to
a
look
lot
at-
of calls on it
Mhm.
in the summertime, I mean, if it's like a substantial amount of people that are like turned
Yeah.
off or they're frustrated,
Yeah.
then we should take action because that's what the rules are.
right,
It sucks,
No, and
but we
I-
need to do
yeah.
something.
right.
Right?
And I'm
We
not
can't-
sure what our other,
Well, what about letting
and
dogs go to
cigarettes.
Barber Day? Did we discuss
Well,
that before?
that was a possibility we
That's a
talked
good
about
alternative.
before, and there was a neighbor there
that was
that
barking
I
a
don't
lot
think-
about that. Yeah.
can't live in their home anymore. That was really upset about that
Because of
option.
the barking
Hmm.
ricochet.
What we can do is, I think that we need to, the longer that it continues to go on, the more it becomes a habit, the more it becomes
Right.
like just part of life, right?
Mhm.
So if we're like thinking that we need to try to change something, we should try to do something. I think we need to, if it's this, like, we've got the rule sign with all the different rules and it's one of them on there. If this is like the biggest thing that we're hearing feedback from the community, then we should dedicate just something to it, posting of some
Mhm.
sort, and have it be really visible.
The last
really
two,
ugly.
have been torn
Have been
down.
torn down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I
But
could
we
do
just
something
need,
more.
We just need to like
Well, it needs
stay
to be
on it,
enforced
and we
by
need
the
to
top, for
somehow
sure.
enforce it.
Right.
I don't know if we can like bring, we used to have the
Well, there was a short
meetings
time.
with the sheriffs
yeah.
where they were involved, and we're
Mhm.
like, just coming into summertime.
Right.
Here's the neighbors that live here. Here's our
Yeah.
concerns. We have a whole like code of
Mhm.
that they could actually write violations or infractions. I don't think it's been.
Well, I was told it never got completed by the courts, so they cannot actually write a ticket.
No.
No.
So
Okay.
it's in a bit of limbo on there. And the other thing that the sheriff mentioned was they shift roles within their organization every 6 months.
Yeah.
So there's not a camaraderie, we don't have this like continuity and connection with them to say, hey, it's happening again. Can you guys stroll
Well,
through?
we have
They're
the,
so good at going down there,
Yeah.
though.
They are
Like they
really
do
good
go
at
down
going
there.
It
I
would just
will
be nice
attest to that. But
yeah.
it's
Okay, so let me, if you don't mind, do
Yeah.
you mind if I go to the sheriff
Go
post
for it.
or whatever,
Yeah.
and then see if we can set up some dialogue and
Yeah.
do some like.
No, it'd be
Since there's a
wonderful to
chain-
have
Yeah.
that, and then also anyway, I'd love to. If you guys are open to it, I would love to agendize it and talk about it because I think there's a lot of people in the community that have asked me about it.
Mm-hmm.
Said, why can't we have some hours? And I'm like,
Why can't
I don't know. I think we just made that decision a time ago, and it's something that we could bring back to the table. Obviously, with Bear Creek, we have the opportunity to do it because we have a little more space,
Yeah.
and we haven't really. So we don't have solid rules for.
I mean, it's fun
I
to
mean,
go
we
someplace
follow
with your
our
dog.
regular ordinance, but it's an opportunity to add something that I think would also bring a lot of people up there, and perhaps funds, because people are really into their animals.
Can I just add one thing to what Brian was saying?
Yeah.
When the beach is really crowded, because we used to go there a lot last summer. For the last several summers, it's been getting more and more crowded.
Yes.
We're on somebody's.
We're on Yelp.
Yeah. So it's
Can we go?
dogs, it's cigarette
tried.
smoking,
Oh,
and it's amplified music.
Yeah.
Like people with
Yeah.
their boombox just cranked, and you're 2 feet from them. So I don't know. It's getting
Well,
pretty
if
intense.
we can get enforcement to actually happen. Yeah, there's been times when I go down like, I don't know these people. It's not like
no,
I know
yeah, they're
everyone.
not
lots
from
of
here.
people you
Yeah.
don't know. They're not from
It's
here.
like Garden of Eden. We got on this, the Yelp, like
So maybe
outreach.
we should go on to Yelp and
And,
say, oh, there's
this is
coccidia in the water.
I just think that like we need to have
Put out like this water is
Yeah.
toxic. Oh my
I
God.
we
Sorry.
just need to just like continually try to have some clear postings
And
of
100 porta potties.
porta potties.
Sorry.
No, but you know what I mean? Like if like
Yes.
these things
Yeah,
are
no,
really,
no,
like we
you're
just
right.
need to be like vigilant about it and
Yeah.
try to like
No, it was some at the last summer. I was like, I need to just get like a huge sign that I have to know it probably will get vandalized and taken
Yeah.
off.
Can we get some?
and,
Can we like research
you know.
some sign that is relatively inexpensive?
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
a
those
metal-
aluminum
a
ones
thin
are,
metal
yeah.
You
aluminum
could get a
ones.
metal.
Yeah.
We'll
They're
get,
not
like,
too bad.
Order 5. Can we get a
Right.
discount for 5 of them because we know they're gonna get stolen?
I was like,
And
we
then,
should
we
adhere
just
them
have
to the
put a
rock.
tracker
Tracker
at
on
a
it.
time.
Because if they're up there, I feel like other people feel better about saying something
Yes.
to
Yeah.
other people
It's
if
true.
there's a sign.
Yeah.
Like, hey, did you notice there's a
Yeah.
And the
No,
best
you're right.
policing is community policing.
Yeah.
Where like we all come together and we're just
On
like,
Facebook. I'm sorry.
where you
Oh, I
just
do
hide
it.
behind whatever and you can just say whatever. And
It's
then
a
you
great
see it in
outlet
Wild
for
Goose
everybody.
The next day and you're like, I didn't say that. It was my 10-year-old son.
He hacked my page.
So
And-
I think that's a good idea. What I'll do is I'll talk to them and see what we can do.
Yeah,
to
I mean,
set up some
Tess
sort of
wrote the
communication.
ordinance. She turned it into the court system.
Yeah.
The last time we checked on it, I think it was last summer. Because we had
Probably.
tried to follow up
Yeah.
with like, how can we get this
I mean,
You know,
if they would go down
actually
there
on the docket? We'd get money
and write
from it
some
too.
tickets,
Yeah.
That's all
it would
do.
that word would spread.
It would
that would
spread.
go on Yelp.
And they did
And they
do
would
it
spread through
maybe
the
like
community. They'd be
4
like,
years
"Oh,
ago.
okay,
There was
we'll
a
do
few
that."
people that got tickets at Arbor
Yeah.
Day.
Well, McPherson
And I don't know.
got that park for us.
Oh,
He's our
we should ask
supervisor,
him.
So maybe we should. He might be interested.
Perfect.
We have ordinances about all 3 of those things.
Yeah.
Amplified
They have
music,
to be-
cigarettes,
Yep.
and dogs. So,
Right.
I
They
mean,
just
It's the enforcement part.
Yeah. You're
Okay.
right. I mean, it's unfortunately, or fortunately, I guess, on the sheriff to ticket them. We have no
Yeah.
legal right to do
Well, we
anything
don't have any
like
enforcement.
enforcement
Other
wise.
than us going down there and saying, we're from the
Right.
Parks and Rec Department.
I mean, the other
Yeah,
thought
don't
I'd
worry.
had was at least for our large events. In the planning of that this year, we were looking to have guards down there because it seems like then we'd have some enforcement down there where people, now that we have some guards or people to pull from as far as that know how to do that. That was a thought.
Lifeguards
And,
or guarding?
lifeguards. That part of their job would be to make sure people are following the rules too, but it also be, I mean,
Don't jump the 20-foot. Oh.
even though we're not advertising swimming, we're advertising an event,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just
They
people
just have to
behave a
swim.
little better when there's like,
And other people
People.
feel more comfortable.
yeah,
When there's some like way of accountability for
Yeah.
people to be.
So I don't think, we can't afford to do that all summer long at 2 locations. However, I think, yeah, the major dates that we have things down there, I think it would be great to have that.
I'm curious if you provide lifeguards because we have people jumping off rocks into
Right.
questionably deep water,
Yeah.
and if you provide lifeguards,
May or may not.
there
Right.
may be an implied then you need to actually
No, we've
operate
checked
the
it out
river
a
in a
number of
safe
times. Right.
fashion. Like
Yeah.
I'm guessing that you.
Well, the
sort
rock
of-
thing, the neighbors down there are still interested in
Gifting. it.
indemnity. No,
Oh.
like some kind of, condition still to work out between us and them. But I said I can't think of any way you're going to keep people off of those rocks.
No way.
No, but I mean
Um,
the lifeguard themselves. shouldn't be allowing that to happen.
Right.
Right.
So it's a sticky.
Well, we could name them something else.
Situation. Yes,
Not lifeguards.
lifeguards,
we could,
but more like rangers.
rangers. There you go.
River Rangers.
Because then they're not. Because they otherwise they're legally,
Oh my God, you
required
guys.
to operate the river
Right.
safely,
Right.
which would be suck.
There's
It
no
wouldn't be
way
any
we're going
fun.
to be able to keep people off the rock.
No,
No.
there's not.
That would be uproar.
I got a
That
bunch of grease.
You do have a
But
bunch of trees.
I have pulled 2 kids out of there, and it terrified me.
Well, I bet.
Last summer,
Where were their
and I'm
parents?
sure they were on the beach. It's just it happens so quick,
Right.
and I'm sure if I weren't there, someone else hopefully would have seen it. But it's just it's like it is. It's scary when there's that many people in the water down there.
Yeah, you
Yes.
can't
Yeah.
keep an eye on it.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
And it's such a subtle thing. Anyway.
Anyway, sorry.
Um,
get distracted.
And then, something people I know were confused about. It's like essentially what's happening with Bear Creek as far as, I know we're not calling it membership, but membership is that, all the same amenities exist in the summertime, right? So like the sauna will operate during the health and wellness hours. The hot tub is in operation with the pool hours. And then, the workout, the clubhouse, the other activities that are available up there are going to be open during that 1:30 to 7 p.m. slot. So I think people thought, oh, you have to do both memberships if you want to access those things. And said, oh, no, we're just switching to a 3-month pass for summer because it's administratively a nightmare to try and track everybody month by month, which we found last year, and we're just not set up for that yet without some kind of digital, if you had a barcode or something that you could track easier.
So if you have the pool pass, you have access to everything during
Yes.
those open hours.
Right. Yeah, you could do tennis, you can do, you'd have
Right
all
If
those
you
now,
don't
if
things.
you
care
were to
about
get
the
a
pool,
pass.
and you just do the health and wellness. If you don't care about the pool,
Right.
and you don't want to,
Yep.
Because
So we'll
it's
have
cheap,
like,
it's
we'll
much
have a health
cheaper.
and wellness card.
Mhm.
Then each of those things will be a color-coded thing. So a single is one color, the double, so you have the card for the month, and you can tell which one it is by the color.
Mhm.
And so that was the system we came up with, just to make it a little bit easier as far as tracking people. And then, it's, like I said, some people were like, oh, there's not a month-by-month thing anymore. Like, no, you can come if, come in the drop-in.
Yeah.
But I don't think people think about on the back end how much it is to track, 125 people a month, make sure people are paid, like just,
Right.
what that really looks like on the other end,
Mhm.
and make that sensible for everyone. So we'll try it. I'm sure we'll make changes for next year. So I suppose, decided to ask the foundation to purchase a heater for the hot tub. So we're looking at one that's large enough to heat the pool, if we choose to go in that range. We have a new person working that used to work with the country club years ago from Scotts Valley that's going to be coming up to just test our solar. I just have a feeling like, I guess the way it used to be set up back years ago was that when the solar didn't reach a certain temperature, the heater would kick on.
Nice.
So there was an automatic flow of like heat, that the pool would stay at a certain temperature. I am certain that was not happening last year. So somewhere in the mix, something's not happening
Some
like that.
thermostat's broken or whatever.
They also do solar, so we'll see. I'm hoping to maybe just get a bid and see what that looks like. I'm doubtful that we would be looking to redo that whole solar system right now, but just to get an idea of how much that would be, I think. Obviously, the roof is more important, but just to get an idea of what that would look like.
Is the heater electric or is it gas?
The heater is propane that's up there now. I think the propane one ends up probably being cheaper for us than the electric one.
Sure, no doubt.
And
It's probably cheaper to run too.
cheaper, I
Yeah.
think it is cheaper to run. And then the one that's up there is, like half the size of that cabinet, and it's they can't figure out where there's a coil. Something's not working, and I was like, you know what, let's
Fail it.
Well, to be more
I'm like,
efficient.
let's move on, right? Because
It'd
the
be
thing
better
is just
and it's gonna be
ancient, yeah.
smaller.
Yeah, and way
Yes.
more efficient.
Yep. So we'll be getting rid of that piece of equipment. So the fencing that's going in, around the clubhouse decking, and then around the hot tub, and then in the off season of the pool, diagonally across the pool, looks like this. So you can see through it. It's a mesh kind of thing. Those posts, we do have to drill a dime size hole into the ground. They're like titanium rods that create tension by the little latches at the top and bottom.
Cool.
So there's only one spot on them that after it goes in that you can, if you need to get in and out of there, that you can detach. The pool part of it, I opted not to get a gate for because I figured if someone really needs to get in there, cleaner or something, they can just undo the latch because that's not going to be a regular
Wait, what did you? This
access
is permanent.
point.
Is that what you said?
Oh no, it's permanent in the sense that the one that will go around the pool, it will be seasonal, right? So we'll pull
When the
that
pool's
out
closed.
once the pool's open.
And when
Right,
you have an
and
event that
then-
doesn't have the pool.
We won't put it up for that. So there'll, when you're looking at the pool decking, right? So you've got like the picture of the pool deck.
Oh,
There's going to
diagonal, I
be,
see.
right, there'll be a diagonal, like when you come in the side gate, there's from the, what's that called? Diving board across to here and then to the other fence. There'll be fencing like this that's 5 feet tall. It won't have a gate. So maintenance people and stuff will have to like unlatch the corner of it to get in and out during the off
okay.
season.
Mm-hmm.
Once we're open for the pool, that will come off. So the pool deck will be exposed then. Then for clubhouse rentals and for safety of the hot tub, we'll have one that's permanent. It's the same fencing, so you
For
can
the
see
hot
through
tub.
it. There'll be one that goes across at the hot tub area so that people have to go through the gate to enter it. So adults can enter, but kids
Cool.
can't go in. And then also at the clubhouse landing. So when you walk out those doors, there's a fairly large concrete pad. It'll have a gate and ramp down that you can go into the pool deck area, but that will be closed to show people that are renting the clubhouse. You can go outside here, but not out of there, right?
Cool.
Well, yeah, and then you
So
can be
it's just a
outside,
little
and then if
barrier,
have
like
your
you could
kids,
be
you can
outside
turn
and
your
the
back
kid
and not
can't,
worry
right,
about. Yeah.
can't
Are those
exit it.
titanium rods removable?
Yes.
Like they're easily just
So they're
pulled
seasonal.
Yeah,
off?
like
So
you
it's
couldn't pull it just, if you're shaking on it and trying to pull it out, you can't pull it
But
out.
once you detach,
But once you detach the pieces,
sections,
yeah.
then those rods can.
Yeah, you could do it in,
Cool.
15 minutes, 20 minutes if you needed to get it down. So
That is really cool.
yeah, so they're out of San Jose. It was supposed to go in last week, and
Yay, buy local.
unfortunately he had an accident, so should be soon. But I'm excited to get that in. Let's see, porta potties will be coming back May 1st. Mark
saga
your,
doesn't end.
mark your calendars for that. Memorial Day weekend.
Start posting on social media.
Right.
You know,
They're back. They're
Anybody
almost back.
who is vandalizing the
Yeah.
porta potties, let us know
Yep.
because otherwise we're going to lose our
Lose our license. No.
ability to have them.
May 27th. So Sunday, Memorial Day
You're a
weekend.
vandal.
Is our fundraiser down at the park down there. Our regular maintenance stuff going on at Garahan right now. Project-wise, we don't have any big projects at that site at the moment.
I think we should. Put
The skateboard ramp. Nikki, the guy that helped put it in originally, is planning to refinish and do this year's, coat and cover it, recover it.
What's the status about putting the rocks in the middle of the?
Well,
You know what I saw?
The-
As I was driving past the Brookdale slip out,
Uh-huh.
like massive rocks that
Uh-huh.
were pulled out. I was just like,
Can we-
I almost
could
like
you
felt
just-
like rolling down my window and be like,
I know there was the big ones over here that I almost thought we were planning to buy some, and they're a little too expensive.
They're really
crazy
I was like,
expensive.
Not to mention getting them there, which is even more.
well, they'll
expensive.
deliver them anyway. Just the quote was like a lot higher than I had thought, and I
We
thought,
can
all right,
put a
I need to
fence back
find.
in. Like there
Okay.
needs to be something there because people can't even see it. So you would be driving and.
Yeah, we
It's
did put in
just-
some large rock, like
Mhm.
chunky rock, but it's already. I can tell after
It
last
just-
rain it already sank.
Where'd it go?
Yeah, and drain rock. So we put in the large rock and drain rock. and I
If
can't
we
even
just
see the
keep,
top
like,
of
every
the.
Yep.
year when these roads go out, if we just ask Caltrans every year,
Just drop 'em?
your largest boulders. Eventually, that hole's gonna be. Yeah.
We just need one really large boulder. That's really would
One
at least cover
really
it so no
big
one's
rock.
driving on it. But anyway, but I opted not to purchase it.
That's
So-
a good,
It's on the list.
Have a boulder
But more importantly,
fundraiser.
the playathon.
Yes.
yeah.
Let's
More-
focus on our mission statement.
July is like Parks Awareness Month or whatnot. So we thought, well, we should do something. I mean, we have July 4th, obviously
sounds
have
like
something in the
fun.
park. So we were going to do a water playathon out there because it's at least a great way to use the water and water the grass and not waste it. And,
Yeah. Be
so
a
we're planning
regular-
to do, some amount of like the water slide jumpy jump
with
houses
bubbles
with
and,
the
yeah.
and then probably a water obstacle course with like a slip and slide, and they have to run around,
Totally.
so something just kind of
Yeah.
fun and silly, and a short event, just a couple hours in the afternoon.
Gets watered.
And then we're trying to get a food truck, and of course,
Trying.
Trying? I'm sure
I'm
that
sure
you
there's
won't.
a bunch out there.
you would be so surprised.
Really?
People,
Are they hard to get
Are they
ahold
busy?
they are hard to get up here. So that one from over there was the first one we convinced. We have one other one for the July 21st event.
Wait till
that
they
we're
make
doing.
a boatload of money.
But they were so happy now they want to come more often.
Good, because I
Um,
love that one.
Yeah.
So
they're
good.
coming to
What was
Music
the
and
name
Art.
of the one that you had up at?
What is their name?
Was it Drunk Monkey?
No.
I don't remember. That doesn't
Was
sound
it
familiar.
831
No, I can't remember their name. They're from over the hill though.
Really?
From San
Yeah.
Jose.
Yeah.
Yeah. they-
Wow.
Yep.
They go to Felton. They're at the Felton Farmers Market.
But they have like 5 of them.
Oh.
So I don't know if they have a spot they, frequently go.
Interesting.
So the other one is the
Really
Pono Hawaiian.
Grill.
Yeah. So they're coming up for the July 21st one.
Cool.
So we're gonna have 3. The July 21st one, we decided to do a concert in the park up there,
Awesome.
and just do 3 to 7 p.m. and just
Yes,
do
in the
no
afternoon.
vendors or anything like that. We were just gonna do 3 food trucks and
Music.
the music, and just
And
keep
alcohol.
it pretty
Beer.
and alcohol.
Alcohol.
Yeah, and then just keep it. And keep it simple, because the vendor, each layer of that like adds just a lot more
Then after
setup
that,
and
we
time.
just
And
blow up the outdoor movie screen. Have a movie.
go for
Yeah, except it
it.
doesn't start until 9. It's getting dark.
And then I will be gone after that, so there'll be no events
Fine.
between. I'm just kidding. And then KBCZ, as many of you probably have seen, they're doing their pledge drive coming up this weekend.
Ooh.
So visit their website or tune in,
Call in.
call
I'm gonna
in.
call in.
Even if you don't
Should I
pledge,
call in
in.
during
It's
your
super
show?
fun. You
It
gotta
is.
call in during the show.
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah. I text you.
I text you.
Sometimes.
Once.
Once.
One time.
I'm like, here's my beer. I'm ready.
That's rad.
And then I'd love to see you guys up at the Bear Creek event
Funkin'
if
good
you're
time.
able. Funkin' good time dance, 7 to 10, Bear Creek facility. It's a good hit last year. They denied me my idea, but
What was your idea?
I wanted to have for kids out on the back court. I was thinking it'd be fun to have a glow in the dark soccer.
What?
Game.
They
Oh,
said
that is
no?
so fun.
How did they
I
shut you
thought-
down?
They said they thought it would take dancers away from the hall, so I said, I'll plan my own.
You know
event.
what? I think they're right.
They
'Cause
are
I
right.
would play
Right?
glow in the dark.
And then I
Glow in
thought
the dark
about it. I'm like,
soccer
all right,
is
yeah,
way
because
too
it does
fun.
start
Yeah.
getting, like I said, spread out easily if you're too
Yeah,
many
yeah,
places.
With
yeah.
all your ideas over there.
Just thought
But
it'd be
that
fun.
is something I think we should
That should be
explore.
Well,
the World Cup
yeah.
is coming.
The
You
World
could-
Cup.
We
If
could
you had it on the
celebrate the
front
World
We
porch,
could
Cup.
have the World
You
Cup.
can have the World Cup on TV indoors and have people playing soccer outdoors, like a soccer-vanza, soccer-stranza.
I don't
That's
think you
just-
can have too much
But-
soccer.
You can't have
You
too much
can't.
soccer. You could get what's it?
I
you
think
could
it'd be
get
good
Victor
for,
to somehow
teen
get
nights
involved. No,
up there, pool,
We got
glow in the dark pool,
If I was
and
a teenager, I'd be so stoked.
right. I just gotta
Instead, I
find the
was playing
staff.
video
So if you
games
know
and
anyone that wants to
nothing.
work Friday nights, let me know.
Up there.
Okay,
All
with
for my
teenagers that you're trying to get to follow the rules.
Don't climb up.
Yeah.
Stand
Don't
up.
sneak off.
Right, that was my main thing. It's a large area. We need some. Yeah, they all have to wear
Wait.
glow in the dark bands.
Is this for
Yeah.
the Saturday
Exactly.
night or the Friday?
What are we
one you
talking
want
about?
teenagers for?
Well, I'd like to have a regular teen night up there.
Okay.
And so currently I've just sort of have some ideas on how it might be of
Wait
interest.
till you have all those teenage lifeguards.
Yeah,
And it'll be teen night every night.
yeah. If they just stayed, the idea was that we'd close at 7 for the public, and then 7 to 9 or 7, some.
With the pool?
Yeah.
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 Have a night teen pool thing.
Oh, that would be fun.
I think so too. Yeah, but anyway, so. But
Okay.
it would be more than just the teenagers watching the teenagers. So
Yes.
yeah.
You take a lot of
I need to see
watching.
a rule, 6 inches between you. I need to see daylight.
4 feet on the
4 feet on the deck. Oh god. Okay.
Moving on.
All right.
This is the best staff report ever.
Great. It's all just fun
2
stuff.
pages
We're not
to
doing
do
any work.
that.
It's
It's
just
2
fun.
pages.
I mean, a water play.
Water play. I
Water
know.
play-a-thon's pretty
That sounds
awesome.
great.
Well, Kelly's really up for doing some more events and stuff. So I'm like, all right.
That's awesome.
I'm
All right.
excited. Yeah, got some interest, so I'm trying to take advantage of the people who want to do these. Taking advantage in a good way. Sorry.
Just, yeah.
Utilize.
Utilize. Thank you.
Yeah.
Still open on Saturdays here, so feel free to send children down or whatnot. Open gym. We have 2 slots in between the ballet class and the.
Oh, I've seen pictures of that ballet class.
Yeah.
It's super cute.
And then
Does Terry still do ballet?
she does Wednesdays still.
Really?
Yep.
Wow, she's like
Like 35
Long.
years here. Yeah,
That is awesome.
I know. She needs like an award.
yeah.
So we, approached the fire district about the potential of moving the storage shed. I still need a little support convincing them that that's something we needed. I did approach it with the idea that I feel like it's a safety hazard for our maintenance and such. Like we really need drive up access to a storage unit.
Ask for the kids too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. For everyone involved. So I'm
And you
hopeful
want-
that
just put it right on the other side of the
I'd
fence
like to
from the
put it
sand.
like right along the fence so there could still be some
Yeah.
dumped
Area for
sand
sand.
or
Yeah.
whatnot there. It's already fairly level. We just would need to do a little tractor work to get it.
Oh, that makes sense.
settled.
Like right there, and then
No one is using it right now. It's mostly just a pile of sand or glass if
Yeah.
if there's jaws of life involved.
What's
No,
inside
it's
that?
our storage shed.
our storage shed that's
All
out
sorts
here,
of
and then it
stuff.
would free up a little more park space for us.
But why do we have to have the fire department?
We don't own that property.
So we can't even move anything on there.
Right.
Well, generally don't.
Oh,
Move it.
we have 30 feet from the
We've been tending to
Oh.
lose space based
Yeah.
per our agreement.
Yeah.
So something I had mentioned was, we've kind of lost area out here, so maybe we could extend a little bit out here. They've also, approached us about taking down the basketball hoop,
Yeah.
and I said no. And that unless they put in another one first in another location, and then they could take that one down.
Yeah.
Because I just had a feeling it wouldn't probably happen.
They
So
should shoot some hoops and keep themselves in shape.
they do use it. Yeah, they use it a bit. But I'm just worried,
Because it's
just
in a
in
weird
seeing what's
spot.
happened over the last 15 years. Like, it used to be 2
Encroachment.
hoops, there used to be a rec area out here,
Yeah.
and now it's a parking lot. And I know they need the space. Like, I see what's going on for them, too. Like, it's not all just, it's not coming from a bad place. Like, they need it.
They
But
need the space, but they're also.
It's
like
also
you're saying,
pushing on us
Pushing
and-
on
yeah.
us, and they're also saying that people cannot park up in our spots up here.
right.
They say it's a loading zone only when it's not. That's our access right there.
Hmm.
It just seems like we need to. Yeah,
Well,
we need to have some.
they haven't approached us, but this year was the year we were supposed to redo our lease. So we could be proactive if we wanted to and attend only 2 of you, but could attend a board meeting there and
Would-
mention it again.
About moving the storage shed.
We actually need to sign a
Negotiating
lease.
the lease.
We need to re-up on the signature for our lease this year.
Right, that's right.
They have not approached us, and our last endeavor didn't come to fruition.
Is there any danger in letting it end without dealing with it?
No,
Okay.
no, it'd be really on them, not us.
Okay.
Because we have it in perpetuity. It's just that is the year we're supposed to re-look at it, and yeah. But let's just say I wasn't like wanting to really rush over due to the way our last thing ended. They have, I think, want to make some major changes to the lease agreement.
Sorry, I missed
I
that.
think my impression was that they were looking to make some major changes to the lease agreement.
Interesting.
When we last approached them about the alcohol use
Well,
possibility.
yeah, I remember that. I was
Yeah,
at
and that's
those
where we
meetings.
stopped.
Changes like we've just
And I
been
said,
talking
thank you
about?
for, thank you for meeting with us, but I think at this juncture, it sounds like this isn't going to work out until we come up with our changes to the lease. Because at that juncture, I did not feel like we were ready to rehash a 100-year-old, agreement.
Right.
Right, we just wanted a couple
Right.
clauses.
Yeah, no, we
Right.
exactly.
And
Yeah.
then we
Well,
went
we
and
were
bought a country
proactive
club.
about that. They didn't bring that up, right? I mean,
Yeah, they did bring that
they
up.
did that?
They said their lawyer has some problems with how it's written, and they'd like to change the agreement.
Do we know
Um,
in what way? Can we guess?
I think yes, the way that the lease agreement was first written, if their district were to collapse or be taken away,
Oh,
we would get
it.
the facility.
And there was concerns about consolidating fire districts at some point. I
Right.
don't know if that's still the case.
Right. But if there's thing collapsed,
So
why
that-
would they care if we got the facility?
I don't know, but I just know that they didn't want that in there anymore. So that was one thing.
I think they'd rather let the community still hang on to it.
Yeah.
Than,
So there were,
Then, like-
anyway, little clauses like that. I think there was one other, and I'm not remembering what the other one was. But
So what would you recommend? Should we, I mean, because you...
I
you
would recommend, I think, although there's a lot of conversations, I talked to Kevin, like it's really their board.
Right.
I think
no,
if
it is
Kevin and
their-
I were left to have a discussion and make up things like these sorts of things, he really leans on his board for. He doesn't even delve into because there's some history there, obviously, with their board and
Right.
who's made the decisions and why
Right.
they were made, especially in things having to do with us.
Right.
So I would say even more, you guys don't micromanage my decisions on that level. I think that happens more over there
Right.
for decisions like that.
and
Right.
that's still the makeup of the board currently.
Yeah.
Well, I do know...
And so I
ours-
would think if we came to them and maybe broach the subject of, or maybe just to say we want to talk about some of these agreements or our connection or our, because we kind of bailed after that last time. I just kind of said, all right, we're not interested anymore.
Right, exactly. For the 8 times a year we were asking for,
Yeah.
it wasn't worth it.
It wasn't
I mean,
worth bringing that up.
3 months of
It was quite a bit of work
Guff.
to get to that. Yeah,
guff.
yeah.
I mean, and we would come in and they would we'd solve all the previous, and we'd come in and they'd bring up a bunch more stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
I had the feeling my feeling was they just didn't want it to happen.
Yeah. No, I understand that, and I know. Yeah.
Maybe not they, but
But this year, it has to be renewed this year, right?
it doesn't have to.
Well, I think,
It's in
the way
perpetuity.
the way
Well,
that I
yeah,
read
but-
it is that it's not like it wouldn't end.
No, but if it's
It's supposed to be re-signed. I mean,
This-
it says in the clause
this year.
2018.
Yeah, I think
yes.
it's not. You don't want to let it
Yeah.
hang too long in
I
case
mean,
that
I think-
opens.
I would say it'd be on us to, it'd be better for us to be proactive and go to them and say, hey, this needs to be re-signed.
Well, we take them $1.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that's our.
That's
is-
the agreement,
Is that
right.
the extent? Well, see, I'm misunderstanding something. Is that?
Well, we're supposed to pay
In
$1 every year.
No, it's $1 every
Right.
25 years.
$1 every 25
Mhm.
years.
Right.
Okay.
So is it incumbent upon us to what would you recommend doing? Would you recommend going to them with a revised lease agreement? Would you recommend going to them and saying, let's open a dialogue about this? Or would we just take over $1 and say we're re-upping for 25
Mhm.
years?
Somewhere in between.
Okay.
I think if we came, my revision obviously would be that I really wanted the ability to have those few events. That still is an upset for me. Like I
Right,
would
no,
really
I
like to
understand.
move
Yeah.
past that
Yeah.
with them.
Mhm.
However, obviously not at the cost of
Yes.
losing something here.
Right.
Right.
It's not worth that.
So since we have
I
the-
think our relationship with them could always be better, and so my first thought would be that we go in there in part with the dollar, but also to say, we'd love to start up a dialogue about,
Okay. I'd be happy to
this
be a part
agreement
of that.
again. Okay.
Okay. So,
Yeah,
So-
I'd
And
love
our-
to be part
our-
of
Well,
it.
I mean, I can reach out to Kevin and just say we'd like to come back, and then all of that has to be re-agendized for them and us, and then,
Right.
and
move
our
on
preference
from
is
there.
not much change. I mean, we would have liked the alcohol thing, but
Yeah,
we're willing to let that go now that we have another location. But we don't want to make major changes. Like
No.
we'd rather
Well,
do nothing
right.
than have the changes that they want to make.
Right, and of course their lawyer has problems with that lease.
Yes.
Any lawyer would
Right.
have problems with that. That lease, it's terribly written.
Yeah.
It's really, really a masterpiece of bad writing,
Uh-huh.
you know?
Well, the other option is to not do that. And the other option is to explore amongst ourselves what we want from a lease,
Uh-huh.
what we think they want from a lease, and try to craft something that we think that would be more amenable and more beneficial for both parties.
Oh, thought that would take
And try to go
years.
into it with because then if we have more of an updated lease
Mhm.
that we can come out of with some things that we have and some concessions we've made and some things that we feel really good about, then that's better than, in my opinion, renewing the same thing that we
Mhm.
have and being constricted in ways that we don't want to be constricted.
I
So-
also think some of this is, when we were first approaching this is not something, I mean, it was on our public agenda, but it's not like we did community outreach around it. And not that I want to it's not like that I'm trying to turn anybody against them, but I feel like there are certainly members of the community that would feel strongly about helping support us in that change. And maybe they don't know that, like maybe that public, connection, or maybe they don't care, I don't know. But, lots of people make decisions based on like, oh, the community wants this. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Right.
I know we do when people show up, or we're like, oh, they have interest in this,
You
so
want
we
a
turn
radio
our attention
station?
to that because it seems,
Like first thing you should do.
It would be possible for us to craft a draft lease. Our experience with doing that before was that they then found issue with many of the proposals that we made.
They would take it to their lawyer, the lawyer would vet it, they'd come back to us, we'd take it to ours.
And that
they weren't willing to
becomes-
just sign an amendment. They said legally, as soon as you think the concern was, as soon as you add something to it,
Right, it's a
it's
new
not
lease.
just adding this page, like you really open up the whole lease at that juncture.
Right.
And so he said, let's wait till we have to do this, which,
No,
was
we
2
didn't.
years ago, so now we're there.
I would think that, it all depends on how you feel
Mhm.
we should do
How much
relations
energy you
with them,
have.
but I
Right.
would feel like instead of
Right.
doing anything,
Yeah, because I
just
thought,
letting it go,
Oh,
and I think that we should, like what you're saying, be proactive and
Mhm.
maybe try to craft something.
Mhm.
Let's have a starting point.
Yeah. Not necessarily the legalese, but the bullet points of what we're looking for,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Mhm. Well, we did that,
We did do that.
so we already
But I-
have that portion.
Well, that's good, because we have
Right,
that,
and
so
then-
now we have some knowledge of what they're concerned about, and so
Mhm.
now we have to address this idea of what their concerns are,
Mhm.
and what we as a board would feel comfortable either conceding or not conceding
Right.
based on the interest of the district.
Right.
So
Okay.
maybe, in the
I mean, I
next
can certainly
couple
reach out to
meetings-
Kevin and say, hey, is this a good time?
Right.
Like, I don't know what's
What
on
you got
there,
going on?
like.
Right.
It's
Well,
a
they
bit-
passed
Because the
Maybe
last
he can
time I
give you
came
some
to them,
hints.
they were in the midst of their measure thing,
Yeah.
and so I
Right,
think their
exactly.
mind was like, please
Totally.
go away,
Yeah.
lady,
Right.
Yeah.
It's like,
And
It's a
maybe
bit
if you
like
just had a staff-to-staff chat, you
Yeah.
could figure out what it is he's looking for, if anything. Unless you already
Yes.
know that.
I could find out
And-
more detail. I kind of
Yeah.
know, but I
It
think,
kind of helps
it's
to
all personal,
know what
you know.
they're after
And-
before you even get started.
yeah,
And can I ask you a favor?
Yeah.
Could you include a copy of the lease in next month's package?
yeah, of course.
Yeah. Everybody should read it over.
Yeah.
It's
Because
not
it's
bad.
so horrible.
It really is.
Is
Oh,
it
well, you could-
1954?
No, this was
No.
done.
No, that's
in-
the
in the
agreement.
This was done in the 80s.
Yeah,
Right?
that was
Well,
the
the
80s.
80s.
Sorry, the
83.
54 one was the establishment.
Okay, I wrote it. I was 5. No.
It's 84.
Well, that explains a lot.
You're all,
All right. Should I bring us back onto the
Yes,
Yeah.
sorry.
rails
Okay.
now?
Yeah.
Let's
good.
jump back on
Great.
the rails.
Go, team.
Go. Are we done with?
We're
have you gotten
done.
your way all
We're
the way
done.
through?
Yes,
there?
I'm.
Except that I had to clarify the open gym on Saturdays between 11:30 and 12:30.
So it's 11:30 to 12:30, and there's a class for an hour. They could still hang around here, but then there's the little ballet class, and then we're open till 3.
Oh, so it's
So there's been a
1:30
crew
to
of kids
3.
that have been coming to play basketball. Sometimes they come hang in here or do something else outside, and then they come back and play again. So
And how old are those kids?
like 12.
Little-
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
little.
Oh, is
Oh,
it,
no, I was talking about
is
these
it-
kids. And like,
I mean,
the
there's
little
families
bitties.
that have been coming down too, but
Okay.
like there's a crew of, preteen crew that.
Don't call them preteen.
Middle school.
Never mind. I'll skip it.
Okay. They're good kids.
They're good kids.
Yeah.
Okay. Where are we? Action on the board comment. Staff report. Are we done with the staff
Yeah,
report?
we're done. Yes, sorry.
I have a friend who's moving to Boulder Creek
A friend.
who
Woo.
Wait,
absolutely
is
is stoked about the opportunities her 12-year-old son has. You know her, Sarah, as at the rec district. So she's completely stoked about it.
Awesome.
So he's going to be able to walk. They're going to rent right up by Hayes.
Oh, cool.
So he'll be able to walk in. So I just thought I would
Yay,
let you
that's
guys
great.
know that this is somebody who's being really positively impacted and
Yeah.
an age group that we are
It's
often
hard.
trying to
Yeah.
get. So thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Back to board comment.
Back to board comments. We're done with. No, staff report. We're totally done with.
I know.
Now
Guess what?
it's-
There's 2.
Oh, God, why is it 2?
Because
Okay, never mind. I'm not gonna
Oh,
quibble.
So we don't have any-
Unfinished business. We don't have any unfinished
We
business.
don't. Yeah,
We
nothing.
don't have
So,
any new
and how about new business?
no.
And then we have more board comments.
So just so I'm clear,
Yep.
what's coming back under unfinished business or just as an item will be the lease
Next time.
next time?
Next time.
It'd be
It wasn't
new
agendized,
business.
so it'll be new business.
It'll be new business.
That was just a
Will
Just for
be
discussion.
staff
That'd
discussion.
be good.
Yep.
Okay.
Try to, if you get a chance to read it before the meeting, it's 4 pages. It's worth.
I'll
it would
I'll
be
send it.
worth
Oh,
I think
yeah,
I
I
have
will.
it. I have a copy
I'm
of
sure
it.
you've read it.
In a
I
frame.
have to
No,
read
I
it
haven't read it.
to remind myself about
Four
things like, you know,
Four frames.
Yeah.
Okay, this is new business. Board comments.
All right.
Any
yeah, we
other
didn't have
board
an
comments?
exciting signing. Sorry.
So if we're on board comments, I won't be here at the next meeting.
Oh, really?
I will
What are you doing?
be on vacation.
Oh, too bad.
So why do you
Somebody's gotta
care
do
where
it.
we do it? No.
Well, because
cares?
I want to be part of. I want to hear like discussion of the lease. So I'm sure it'll come back again on the following one.
Sure.
I think.
Oh,
on the,
I'm sure.
On the following one in June as well. Maybe we should have another. I was going to see about opening up the discussion of dog usage at
Mhm.
parks.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's
That's
what
an
I was thinking
important-
that I would do. And then also, I'll try to meet with the sheriff department and talk, because we'll be heading right into summer
Yeah, yeah.
at the start of June, so we want to have like so we should bring that back as well.
And just sorry, is it illegal to smoke cigarettes in public?
In public?
Yes.
Not
in
in
public
public.
places like that park.
In the park,
there's
yes.
There's a rule against.
Okay, great. I'm
Yeah.
just checking if dogs
I
and
mean,
cigarettes.
Dogs,
just
cigarettes. yeah.
generally.
In recreational.
Yes. Okay. Cool. Thanks. It's terrible down there.
I move to adjourn.
I second.
That's good.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We're adjourned at 8:30. On
District time.
Boulder Creek
8:30.
Recreation Park District on April 11th, 2018.
Thanks.
Great.
We adjourned.